A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com. Ooh, welcome to the Commander Smiths.
We are the Commander Smiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
This episode 310. 310. How far away are we? They're saying we're late. That's why RoboCop is.
Oh.
Renshai, of course, jumped on and said we're late, and then I hit this.
A wizard is never late, nor is he
everybody
early.
up.
He arrives precisely when he means to.
We're on episode 310. How many episodes until we hit that 6 year? Two more episodes.
Two.
Yeah. So we gotta. I don't know. What are we gonna do for that episode? Just what we do every time.
Oh, we're gonna talk about how we're going to dispense Malort in the future.
Oh, that's a good point. We do have some.
And then my goal is to have us on Facebook and Instagram at that point. And then
you're putting pressure on yourself there, buddy.
right. We're just trying to have new things for year 6.
Yeah.
You know?
There we go.
I don't know anything else beyond that. Right.
Yeah. We
got the store out. That was initially like, I'll put it out at the 6th year, and then you just got real excited and bam, bam, boom, we did it.
Well, because you gave me an out with procrastinating. You were like, yeah, let's just do it for that, and then I got done with work one day, and I'm like, let's just fucking do it. And then days later, it was all done. Speaking of the store, should we just talk about the store really quick, or should we do that in the tags? We got a little bit of a newer announcement for the store. Let me bump this over here. Okay, so you guys, we've talked about the store. It's been up and running for a little bit here. Hang on, let me turn off the music. I don't need the music going while we're doing that, so that'll be for later. So we got the store up and running. We showed you all the stuff. The t-shirts got Malort. Are you not wearing a Commander Smith t-shirt, Lowry? Oh, you are.
Force walk.
That is also there. Get the fuck out. Oh, God. I got to get to that.
Get the fuck out!
We got the tokens. We got the mug and everything. But here's the thing we're going to add here. So there was another thing that was supposed to roll out with the store. But things just didn't work out the way we wanted to. So we have these prototypes. Quinn did a great job of getting these out. So what they are is they're commander holders, if you can see that. Mm-hmm. This is also metal, and see, your commander fits right in there and holds your commander. So like right now, all mine on the shelf, besides Hackball here, the backside is also Garuk. Well, it's an AI Garuk thing that I made here. Mm-hmm. So it's all my stuff on the shelf are the top loaders. So we're like, well, let's get something that can hold your commander that's kind of sweet and all that. So this is the prototype. I think we only have 20 of these, I believe is what it is. And we have
It's not perfect.
They're not perfect. We got some stuff on the edges sticking out. We have a different design for the next ones. And the next ones will actually have a different design with this. It'll have, there's all 5 colors represented in the back, so it can be used for any deck. This one's mainly has green hues in it. That was one of the feedback things that Quinn got from bringing them to the card store and everything. So what we're going to do is, instead of selling these, we are going to give them away, kind of. If you purchase on the store anytime until supplies last, only until these 20 are gone. So when they're gone, we won't do it anymore. I think we'll have the promotion on the site here soon. But if you spend over $100 total, you'll get this free. So we're just going to kind of give these away for people that spend more than that. So yeah, that's going to be the new promotion for that. Just to kind of, we were trying to figure out if we were going to sell it at cost and all that. And I think the best thing is doing the giveaway with that stuff.
Absolutely.
And it feels special that you
And
only
we
get.
haven't given away anything in a long time.
Well, we need to break some records. I mean, we're breaking records with all the other videos. Oh, good for you.
That's true.
You gonna hit it?
Oh, good for you.
But podcast wise, everything's kind of shifted to YouTube. We haven't broken that record in a long time. So our numbers, we've gotten close, but never have broken the record. So that was normally when we were doing Battle Box giveaway. Although we did give away stuff for the store opening. So that was kind of something.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
We did do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
look at us.
Yeah. And then I think the last time we did giveaway was the $1,000 giveaway where we got all that, which was when we hit 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 for 1,000, which is coming up on a year at this point. When did we do that? Was that like
March?
Was it March?
We broke 1,000 in February, I want to say, but then we gave them a month to enter.
That's right. Yep, you're right. So, all right. So that is the store. I know we've mentioned it before and all that, but okay, let's get back to what we're actually doing today. What are we're doing today?
Day 5 commanders.
Woo!
From Murderers at Markov Manor. MMM, right? Did I say that? No, it's Karlov Manor.
Yeah, it is. I was like, nope.
Look at me. I did it again.
No, a lot of people are doing that because it's Markov. It's the character we know. But yeah, it's Karlov Manor. Yeah, it's everything though. We're not just doing.
Yeah. We're including the clue set and the commander, and so there's enough legends to pick from. And so Phase 5 from that. And then we are doing a top 10 cards from all of those as well.
Mm.
So clue set, which is pretty meh. If you're going to buy it for Magic, I'm sure it'll be fun.
The Shocklands are sweet in it, but those are one per box. And,
one per box. Box toppers.
Box topper, yep. Box topper.
But other than that, that is what we're doing. Keep it clean. Keep it short-ish. I mean, it's still 20 cards that we're going to talk about, so
keep it clean. I'm going to be probably buzzed because Mr. Ibukaki.
Shot.
Well, I do have a shot, but Mr. Ibukaki, I was like, hey, I want something that tastes like what we were drinking on Friday because we got to play some games this last week. It was only 3-person games, but hey, it was fun to get some in real life games. But he's like, yeah, you can't get that unless you go to like a brewery or whatever where they have that kind of drinks. He's like, but get Founders and get the breakfast stout. And so they actually had this on sale at my liquor store, and it's 8.3% alcohol. So that Very with good. The Malort that I owe Mr. Scott might make for it won't be a New Year's episode, but
no,
the little bit higher Judith. Okay, so when do I take the shot? Should I do it now? Should I do it?
Yeah, just do it now.
Get it out of the way.
Get it out.
The shots are gonna change here, gang. Like Malort's still gonna be there, but it's gonna be a lot more interesting. I can't wait to actually unveil that.
I could wait.
And
definitely wait.
And the 6-year episode, you said you are going to drink, so because you are.
Correct.
Are you drinking water right now? Is that what you're doing?
Yep. Water.
Again, where's your cup, man? This is got to promote. You can find this at the Commander Smith store at commandersmiths.com. Not this orange in red. You can't find that Nalgene bottle there. Not yet. Maybe someday. I don't know.
Probably not. Probably not.
Shit, I'm doing the shot. That's right. All right, Scott, I don't know if you're on, but thank you for last week.
That's a good point.
And this might be gross. So here we go. It is going to be gross. Here we go.
Yeah, it might be. Like we haven't been doing this for 2 years.
The first one isn't normally It's bad. It's just the second one is always bad. So I'm glad it's only the one. Sorry. So yeah, we played some in real life games on Friday. How did that go? 3-person, me, you, Ibukaki,
Mr. Hockey. I like how I just talked over you there. Let's see here. I think the games went really well. They were a lot of fun. I think they were slower paced games. I think, but they were really good. You're saying that you only won one game. I feel like there was more than that.
Nope.
But
I only won with Akiri. That was the only game I won.
The one where you stole all of my 15 artifacts.
Yeah.
With Hellkite Tyrant.
Yeah, it was fun.
After my my commander Laura Croft had been pacified.
She got
the entire. I got it.
She
out
got her.
Two.
She got her lady bits cut off because you couldn't do anything.
Attack in.
She was castrated.
It was rough.
And speaking of Rob or RoboCop, why Rob? I'm looking up here and I can see RoboCop. He said his top one is Urza. Oh, his number one card. Urza Saga got played more than Yavimaya.
No, we stopped counting.
No,
after a while.
No, it got played. Yeah. It was 3-2. 3 Urzas to 2 Yavimayas is what happened. I think you guys were deep in your cups a little bit there. I had to drive home, so I got to see the progression of. I told Cindy, I was like, it got to the end of it, and if I would have been drinking with Lowry, and I was staying, I was like, Lowry was turning into, I'm going to pick on Adam here. Not because of our discussion. It's just I could feel it. I was like, oh, here comes the Lowry picks. Which is a good discussion.
I don't know about that.
Should we talk about that little thing that I learned something that night on the last game? Actually, 2 things happened.
How combat damage works?
Yeah, it sounds really stupid. But so what happened was I was bluffing here. I was trying to get Lowry to kill as much of his stuff as he could. But I had Blanca going, and I had Fire Emancipation, which triples your damage. And so Lowry was at a low enough life that if Blanca got through with Trample, where if you cast 3 spells with Blanca, he gets 2+2, but after the 3rd spell, he gains Trample. So Lowry is a little worried. He wanted to make sure that it didn't get through because it could have killed him. So he triple blocked. So in my head, and like how I've played it for the longest time, but you said probably in the last 8 years or something, the rule changed maybe. But
yeah, right.
When I attacked and he blocked with all 3, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do, he was only a 5/5, but it's triple damage. So I was like, I'll do 2 damage to this creature, 2 damage to that creature, and 1 damage to that. And then you were like, no, that's actually, that's not how it works. You have to kill the first one to move on to the next. You order them. You order them.
The wordage is you need to be able to deal lethal.
Yes.
Doesn't mean kill it, but you have to be able to deal lethal to it, and that's how Death Touch works. You can go 1/1/1/1,
and you can
and that works.
Right. So, and the other part of it was, well, I'm doing triple damage, and you're like, well, that doesn't work. Yeah, there's too many of that. Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck
Hey, just finish your story. Don't you worry about it.
Get the fuck out.
We'll hashtag in the comments.
Out. I need to give them 3 of them.
I'm being respectful and just
out.
Doing hashtag signals.
So anyways, after lots of looking it up, and by that point you 2 were well in your cup, so you found a rule, and I was like, but it's still gibberish and I still don't get what it's saying. Then I found one that it gave examples, and it was like,
right,
if you did this, you need it. If you had fire, they didn't use Fire Emancipation, they use Furnace of Wrath, which is a similar card. It doubles damage,
doubling instead of tripling.
It says it does not come into effect until after the damage is actually going through. So that was something that I learned. That was an interesting little thing. And then we came across one old one that I had learned, where argued with, and I started to until I realized the trample. But Death Touch, Trample, and didn't it have First Strike too? It had First Strike. No. It's the Death Touch Trample is the big 2.
But yeah, Death Touch Trample is so good.
It's so
just 1 damage.
stupid.
The rest of the damage goes on through.
It's so stupid. Because I was like, I take this off. It's indestructible. Mine's bigger than yours. It was like way bigger than Ibukaki's, and still his got through, halved my life. It was just like, son of a bitch. This stupid Trample and Death Touch is the worst combination ever. It's actually really good. If you can get that on your creature, You're pretty golden. He had
Right.
first. I thought it had first strike. Doesn't that zero drop?
I don't know which one it is.
It's the zero drop commander. He has not haste. He has trample and
yeah,
first
it
strike.
does have first strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah. Stupid. Anyways, fun
Nothing
games.
was happening.
It was good games though. There was a lot of
Oh, right. Because you were
swings.
playing Will that one game, and I was like, we got to get you. And you're like, no, you don't. You're just picking on me. Da, 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 da. I got you down below 10, and I was like, okay, I got him next time. And by the time it got back to me, you were at 60.
But it wasn't
like,
doing what it
This is why I was attacking you.
but it doesn't do what it normally does. You know,
Right.
It was my desperation, like I'm about to die. I need to gain life ASAP. And I was just like, all right, 60, whatever.
Oh, just out of nowhere. I'm going to survive now.
Well, I died.
Whereas
I
Larry
still
could've killed
died.
both of us, but now
I
he's
think-
dead.
I stole the win away. I think I stole the win away from you 2 times with Ibukaki, Alex taking the win because we did teamwork. So that was the funny thing is you two were going to team up on me, and then it ended up being me and him were on a team trying to take you down half the time. You remember that game where you played land?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it was so
Zimone
much
and
fun.
Dina?
Yeah, God damn.
It was I can't remember what the creature is now, but it's like 7 mana from Innistrad, the newest, and then when it comes into play, you could put a land into play.
Isn't it like Cultivator
draw a card?
Colossus or something like
Yeah,
that?
that sounds right.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And so and then
Yes,
I just
Sean,
kept on
you have the right
hitting,
commander.
just
Yep.
kept on hitting, and I got him up to a 17-17 because I had 3 in my
Oh,
hand.
good for you.
I had 3 in my hand, so
Oh,
I had
good
enough
for
to just
you.
roll.
Yeah. it was-
Did
Did you win that game though? You didn't win that game.
I didn't because
Because we
you
teamworked.
you had a 20-20
Hmm.
and he had like an 18-18, and I was like, well, fuck, and then I sent it into you.
But you
to
got
have
to
it
bring yours back because of Lifeline.
Yeah,
Lifeline,
I brought it
guys.
back with Lifeline.
We talked about
Everybody
that
in the
card.
Discord went and got some,
Yeah.
and then I got it up to a 22-22.
It
He
was-
was the biggest guy,
Yeah, it was
the biggest
stupid.
boy.
I don't remember how you died. I think it was.
Oh, I was at like 2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So it was
I was just like, I got to do something here. Let's see, maybe because like he comes back. It's a 2022.
Wasn't he? Oh, he had.
untapped.
Didn't he have? Wasn't he playing Krinko? So it was like the Goblins. Was that what he was playing at that point?
No, that was that last one with when
that's
you
right.
were
Yeah.
playing Will.
That's right. Yep. So
Yeah, I think you guys just had enough. I might not have been at like 2, but you guys had enough to take me down, and I didn't have enough creatures out to do anything about it. But yeah, I think most of the games, other than for me, the first one with Onyxia was not good. So I sat down, went home the next day, and worked on it. Like that was bad. I don't like you.
yeah, actually, my Blanca one was the one that I didn't like because I drew land the entire time. It's like I had the right stuff for it, but then when you just continuously draw land and you need other draw stuff, it didn't do well. But it's fun games. It was good that we.
Yeah, and Alex pointed out the funny thing too is he played Wedding Ring in that first game.
That was
And
the
he's
only
done
game.
it to me 3 times.
The only
Every
game.
time I'm either knocked out super fast or there's no draw.
You
And I'm just
didn't,
stuck.
you didn't draw shit. You were benefiting off of him drawing, basically.
Oh, absolutely. And I still couldn't dig
and then,
far enough. Like
then
there
the
was no
next
help.
game, you were drawing like crazy, and he's like, "God damn it! Why didn't I have it when you're playing this stupid deck?"
Right. Right. It would have been
Any
lot
other
better. Just-
game, you would have been golden, or he would have been golden with playing wedding.
and
ring.
that's the lesson to learn is
Don't partner
if you
with
have
Lowry.
a wedding ring, you're getting cursed. That's what it is. Like I just never play well when he puts the wedding ring on me.
Oh, it's cute.
No, that's not cute. I die super fast.
But yeah, we got 3-person games. I don't normally like a lot, but they were a lot of fun games. They didn't. We were all playing the same play style, so there's no combos that instantly win, and there wasn't teaming up. I mean, teaming up as you went through the game, but when you're playing with 3, not randoms, but sometimes that can happen where it's like 2 people just tend to do that. But this was it was all around. Why is it freezing? All right,
It was Ragnarok of Rock.
All right, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop here, and I'm going to pop here, and I'm still frozen.
Still frozen.
Oh,
And then
now I'll be delayed.
yeah.
All right.
No, I enjoy 3-person games because they can be a lot quicker. 5-person, 4-person is the most desirable. But
see, if I had to order them, it'd be 4, 5, 3.
nah. I mean, I'm going to go 5 instead of 2 and 3.
Right. 2. What? So you would go
if you have 5 people, clearly I'm going to go
right.
5
But
people.
if you had a choice of like your favorite decks or favorite amount of players, you'd go 4, 3, 5 is how yours would go.
Correct.
I have
5 just takes too long sometimes.
Well, so the funny thing with that is I have about 3 to 5 decks that play well to 5 players. So that's why I don't mind them.
Agreed.
So like Duke does well, Braids does well, Blanca does well, like those. Actually, Eureka does well. Eureka does really well with 5 players. So I have a lot of decks built that the more players, the merrier. And so I can see that. This is. Oh no! Now I'm back up. I'm like, is it delayed? Yeah. It took like a minute and a half. It's stupid. Hey, we're at 21 minutes. What the fuck? Why are we? We got 20 cards to talk about. All right. I guess we get to our tags, right?
Tags?
You can become a patron, or you can support the Commander Smiths by becoming a patron. Donating $1 or more gets you into the Discord. $5 or more gets you proxies each month if you so choose. We do have the new proxies that are going to hit here. I don't think I have those. Oh, did I spoil Silkguard yet? I don't think I did. I think Silkguard and Rise of the Palisade and Court of Garenbrig and Ozolith and March of the Swirling Mist are all going to hit this week. So that is one of the perks.
I think you did make a video of it.
Did I make? There's something that I already made the video earlier, but I don't know if I posted. But anyways, proxies each month if you so choose. Oh, and I did do a redo of Cavern of Souls, so that one's kind of a AI generated thing that I made there. So that is proxies you can get if you become a patron. Each month you can get that. The higher you move on the tiers, you can get some foil proxies. So that's kind of the cool thing. You're helping us out by supporting us, but we're also giving back if you want proxies and all that stuff to replace cards in your deck. I pretty much play with all proxies. Anything that's $5 or more goes in my binder and the safe. And then my whole deck is pretty much probably 50-60% proxies. It's just a great way. Like this weekend, I'll give this example. I said it to you when we went there is we went to do my youngest birthday party thing. Just my wife and I and the boys, and we went to Mall of America and did the rides. I brought my decks because I wasn't going to go home and then go play cards after. If I was bringing those decks of actual value, I'd have thousands and thousands of dollars.
Oh, good for you.
In my car.
Decks.
And that would make me super nervous. I was nervous already because I brought my computer with just to make sure if I was editing some stuff while downtime and if you get knocked out. But anyways, bringing all those decks, that used to make me super nervous when we'd go play at somebody's house. Now it doesn't because I have proxies. Like I have the cards. I own them. We both own all the cards, but they're in safes and binders and all that stuff. So anyways, proxies, that is one way to support the show. We give you a kickback with that. Another way to support the show, Sean. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Hashtag Team Forest Walk.
I would just.
Oh, nope. That was build a better deck.
Get the fuck out!
God damn it. Hey, it's 10. So that means you have 2 beans because 8 is the Malort shot. 10 would be 2 more would be beans on that. So you got to get those beans, buddy. The other way to support the show, and surprisingly, if you go to the Commander Smith store at commandersmiths.com right here, like we mentioned earlier, and even getting Smith swag, getting the metal tokens, getting like these cool mugs that we're drinking out of, they're at, especially the mugs. This is as cheap as you really can get these Yeti mugs because they are Yetis and it has the Smith logo on it and all that stuff. That actually helps us out too. So that is another way to financially support the show. Just by going to the Smith store. Again, if you spend over $100, you get the commander holder metal prototype that there's only 20 of them. There won't be any more made of this design. They'll be completely different, the ones that we will be selling. So those will be for free. Another way to support the show is to jump, or are you taking your bean? I'll take my shot here in a little bit. What?
Thanks, Sean.
No, get out of here. He said no beans needed. You don't see that. He took his bean.
I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys.
The other way to support the show
So
is
confusing.
to check us out on YouTube. All you people watching right now, make sure you give this a like. That helps us out a
Barf.
ton. Oh, nice. You just ate barf. That's funny. I gave that would you rather to my boys last night. I was like, would you rather eat poop or eat barf? And Drake was like, well, I'd rather eat barf because you already ate, or you already threw it up. It came out your mouth, so I could eat that.
Absolutely.
But poop coming out your butt doesn't sound good. It's like, yes, and it would make you really, really sick. Well, both of them would. So anyways.
Right. Apparently, we're just like, would you want to be a dog? Because they eat both.
It's true. My Dory, our old dog, loved frozen poopsicles. Winter was
Absolutely.
her favorite
Yeah,
time of year.
poopsicles.
Just eating those. So yeah, the biggest thing with the
Does she eat her? Hold on. Does she eat her own poopsicles?
Yes, she would. It was poop. That was.
Oh, wait, what? I'm just saying.
you
My
know-
dog
you-
would jump the fence and eat the other dog, the neighbor dog's poop.
You
And,
know the
they-
big story with Dory where she ate the poop and then puked in the car and then shit all over the car and
Yes.
yes,
I do remember that.
That's a long story and we're 30 minutes in and I'm not going to tell it now. Second jelly bean, go for it.
Second.
YouTube is every time if you have a choice of watching or listening to the podcast, if you can watch it on YouTube, that actually helps us out more.
Dishwater.
Fractions of penny what was it? Fish water?
Dishwater.
Oh,
Dirty dishwater.
you got well, I'm drinking Malort, so take that.
Right. It's fine. I deserve it.
But we have tons of stuff on YouTube. Last week we did the Is It Worth It for the new Commander decks that are coming out for Murders at Karlov Manor. This week,
This Thursday, we're doing the upgrade, the budget upgrades.
Ooh.
We'll do that Thursday night.
So we're
All
gonna,
at one shot, like we normally, or not that we normally do, but
like we did
all at
last
one
week.
shot.
Yep. So we won't separate like we did the previous time. We're gonna just record. So be there right at 9:00, and we'll just record and go through all of them. So we're gonna go through all the budget upgrades. So $20 budget upgrades. We're gonna give you Mr. Unlimited as well. So that's this week. We also have Curated MTG. What did we have for last week? Do you remember? Or this week? No.
Artificer's Assistant. I think I talked about that last week.
Yeah, you did. I remember that
That's it so far. You were posting a bunch of shorts. I wasn't
know,
going to
I
trample
know.
on that, so
I know.
I think I posted it on Friday or something.
Yeah.
Weird.
So check out Curated MTG, or anytime we post shorts. The biggest thing with the shorts is make sure you give those a like and watch them all the way through. That helps us the most. We're also on TikTok, so you can check us out there. That's anything that's under 10 minutes long. We'll make it over to TikTok as well. You can check us out on Twitter or X. You know, we're moving away from it. I mean, I think Insta and Facebook.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Facebook.
It's all gibberish.
Yeah. Facebook, we're going to be starting those soon, so that'll be another way to interact with us there. You can also interact by shooting us an email, commandersmiths@gmail.com. And now let's get into the beer and pizza of this episode here. We are going to talk about our, what? Five commanders for Murders at Karlov Manor. All right, so we start with that one. You want to start with the five commanders, and then we end with the top 10?
Yeah.
Oh, RoboCop needs more Urzas for life.
Get
No, you
the
don't.
fuck out.
Yeah. Exactly. Get the fuck out of here. Am I going first?
Yeah.
You going first?
Well, I
Me.
can go first. I mean, do you have your 5, or what do you got?
Oh.
All right. Well, I'll go first. I got. This isn't going to be stolen by you, but it is one that I did talk about on the Discord. We both don't know what our Fave 5s are, so this is all surprise to us.
I knew you'd pick this one. That's
Yeah,
why it's not on my list.
I like this one. All right,
Right.
get your finger on the button here, Lowry, because I got to read.
One.
Preemptive strike.
Thank you. Anzrag, the Quake Mole. I think that sounds about right. This is 2, a red and a green for a mole god. Are you a god?
I
An
don't
8.
think I knew that before.
Yeah, it's a mole god.
Is that the first mole we've had?
Maybe do a quick search.
All right, keep going. I'll look it up.
Oh shit, I got it. When you're doing yours, we need a Malort flavored bean is for Lowry, is what Sean said.
No, we don't.
Well, let's just mix maybe I'll coat it. How about that? No, it still has alcohol in it, so that doesn't help. Anyways, okay, so it's an 8/4 mole god. When this mole, the Quake Mole, becomes blocked, untap each creature you control. After this combat phase, there is an additional combat phase. Here's the fun part. 3, 2 red, 2 green. It must be blocked each combat this turn if able. So, the fun part about this card, you just make it indestructible. And then if you're able to tap the, 7 and make it indestructible, you just continuously attack and kill somebody, or you don't have to attack that same player. You need to attack that same player, start wiping out their creatures, all your other creatures on tap if you're killing another player. You keep going until there is no more player, or, well, if it's indestructible, until it isn't blocked. So until you destroy their creatures. So if you destroy all their creatures, all the players' creatures, then you can no longer attack. But this can just attack.
Lure.
Right. Well, but lure, here's the thing,
indestructible.
What the thing is lure sounds cool and all, but the thing is then you're making all of their creatures block it and you get less attacks. The better thing, I think, in my mind, is give this indestructible, take out one creature at a time, and attack another player that might be open or whatever while you're hitting that one player. If they have tokens out, you're like, all right, you're blocking with that. Hit this player, just keep going after the other players, and you're just wiping out one creature at a time. I think it could be really interesting. I mean,
they can double block or triple block if they don't want.
If they realize what's
swings.
happening, yes.
Right.
Yeah. Which they'll realize after the second time they get attacked, and they're like, all right, well, they're killing everybody else, and I might need to kill my stuff. But if you have enough other stuff out there, I think this could be really interesting. The other part of it that I want to build, that I'm kind of excited about, is do a lot of attack trigger stuff. I haven't dove deep into how many are in red and green or with artifacts, but I think it'll be a lot of fun to kind of dive into that. So this is probably my number one. I'm gonna build this. Like that's the thing is like this one is
great.
Gonna
Awesome.
be built. So
fantastic.
Hey, guess what?
Another red deck.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Guess what color this is, Lowry?
No, I had a feeling that you were gonna like this one from your comments in the Discord. And so fully expecting this.
Yeah. All right, Lowry, what is not necessarily your number one, but what is your first?
This is gonna be my number one. It's gonna be Judith, Carnage Connoisseur.
Judith.
Yeah. So this is 3, a red and a black, 3/4. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, choose one.
Shit, that's one of mine. Gone.
What?
That's one of mine.
God, I knew it. That's why I said it. It's a reverse order. Normally you go 5 to 1, but here you don't want your favorite stolen.
Yep.
So, all right. So whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, choose one. Either that spell gains Death Touch and Lifelink, or you create a 2/2 red imp creature token with whenever this creature dies, it deals 2 damage to each opponent.
This was one that I was like,
3/4.
I wanted to build too. I was like, I'm building 2 decks from this one. You son of a bitch.
You might be able to take this. There's a couple that actually interest me, but this is the one that I want to talk about. So this feels so much like Fire Song and Sunspeaker from Dominaria, but just better because there's that option.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's spell slinger option of your spells. Right. Like if you're doing the X damage stuff, if you're doing mass X damage and you're gaining all that life, plus it has the Death Touch, is crazy. Or if you're just wanting to play, Yeah. Dark Ritual. Oh, I get a 2/2 on top of that as well. Like this is good. This is a really good commander.
And my problem that I think I'm going to have with this deck is that there are a handful of cards that are just going to go in this deck that are like deal 1 damage to each creature your opponents control.
Wipe it out.
Right. And that just is going to become a really boring deck because there's enough of them.
So just get away
just
from
keeps
that.
the creatures.
You know, like, I mean,
I'm just saying out in the wild, that's what's
Right.
going to happen.
Right.
Me, I don't know if I would definitely put in a couple of those cards.
Right.
For
That's
sure.
your one-sided board wipe and gain life.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I don't know, that might be a little bit of my problem, but you know, like you're saying, you can just cast instants and sorceries
And get a creature.
and get creatures
Yeah.
that'll deal 2 damage to everybody and set off Blood Chief Ascension or whatever. So I think this is a really cool card. I like that it's 1 less than Fire Song and Sunseeker. But again, at 5 mana, it's good. You could build it if you want it. I'm not calling dibs. I'm not peeing on it like
yeah.
I did those two.
I remember when we did that episode. We were in my basement, right next to the remember we had to turn off my furnace in the middle of winter because we were so paranoid that we could hear everything.
We could.
And now I have a fucking heater that's going while I'm in here. Like, who don't even. It's so funny when you start. You're so particular. Not you, like just in general.
No, never me.
Yeah, it's
but you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can hear a hum in the audio. We got to turn off my. In the middle of winter when it's minus 40 degrees, we have to turn off my furnace.
That's probably not a good. Like by the end, you could tell that it was colder where we were.
I mean, there's only frost all over the windows and everything, but no, it wasn't
I
like
never
that.
noticed that,
No,
but-
it never did that. I was just kidding.
Okay.
Over exaggerated. All right, this is a good
I
one.
stole one.
You did. You win one. All right, let's see. I don't remember which ones are which, so I don't know how I'm going to steal any. So I'll just go down my list of when I wrote them. My next one is going to be the Pride. Where is it? The Pride of the Hall? There he is, Hallclad.
Oh, I knew you'd do that one too.
But
Yeah.
not because I want this to be my commander, more so that it's going to fit in my Arcades deck. So this is the Pride of the Hallclad, and I know Jacuzzi was all about this because he has an Arcades deck as well. It's 10 and 1 green for a legendary creature, Crocodile Elk Turtle. It is a 2/15, but this spell costs X less, where X is the total toughness of creatures you control. So in my Arcades deck, this is going to be probably 1 to cast most of the time. It has Defender.
Right. It's gonna need. It's like a turn 3.
Yeah.
1 drop.
Yeah,
for
but
215.
I mean, Arcades, it's fantastic. I mean, I guess not even in an Arcades deck, this kind of works because it's 2 colors and 2 blue. Until end of turn, target creature you control gets 1+0 gains. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw cards equal to its toughness, and can attack as though it didn't have Defender. So it can give itself, removes the Defender. You're swinging in for 15. If it's dealing that much damage to a player, you're drawing 15 cards. It's just, it's kind of a cool card. I don't know if I'd build a deck as him as the commander, but definitely in your Defender type decks. I mean, I guess you could, but I wouldn't put it in a Defender deck. Like if this was your commander, I wouldn't have your other creatures be Defenders. I would just have them be big butt creatures because it just seems like a lot of mana to do, but
with
even
maybe some evasion.
Yeah, so more so in this is I'm saying this for the 99 because it's not making it in the top 10. It's a legendary creature. So for me, Arcades, wall deck, Defender deck, fantastic. It's a great add for that deck. So self-explanatory.
Cool.
All right, what is your next one there, Lau?
So this is one that I'll likely be building just to retool one that I already have. But Feather or Radiant, that's not a word that I wrote. That one. Arbiter. There we go.
I was about to pick this one just to start saying that I was picking this one to fuck with you, but I didn't.
Yeah. Red 2 white,
Of course you
4/3
like
flying
Feather.
lifelink angel. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell that targets only Feather, you may choose any number of other creatures that spell could target and pay 2 for each of them and copy the spell. Um, and so that's instants, sorceries, auras. That's essentially what's going on there. And Feather the Redeemed.
Are you bringing
is,
back Feather?
I have it. I still have it.
Oh, you never destroyed it.
I never destroyed that one. I
Wow.
plan on playing it at your place at the end of February.
Son of
It'll
a
be
bitch.
the last go around, and then I'll likely kind of like combine the two and see if I still can enjoy it. It's just getting to be an old deck at this point, right? Like 5-6 years, 6 years. Yeah.
Well, and it pisses people off.
The deck is different now from when it was pissing people off. But yeah, I kind of want to see if I can retool it and just kind of make it into this. But like, it's 4/3 flying lifelink for 3 is great stats, and then just having those things, that ability to copy the spells, is pretty good.
Yeah.
Goes really well with the Magecraft. I'd have to look at white and see what it has for that when you're copying instants and sorceries. Because losing Archmage, Emeritus,
yeah, that's a big one
like
I have in there.
that's a hard one to lose.
Draw and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but the dwarf is going to go really well for adding treasures for you, and there's plenty of treasure stuff here that can help you. So I'll be interested in seeing where that one goes a bit.
Nice. All right. My next one would be Aurelia. Is that her name? Is that how you say her name?
Yes, Aurelia. That was one I was contemplating.
All right. So, I stole one. Did I steal one? I'm just kidding.
Sure.
Aurelia.
I still got 5.
3, a red and a white. Oh, good for you, Lowry. It's an angel. 4/4. Flying vigilance haste. Whenever a player attacks with 3 or more creatures, you draw a card. Whenever a player attacks with 5 or more creatures, Aurelia deals 3 damage to each of your opponents, and you gain 3 life. So the cool thing here is it's any player attack. So you could be the player attacking, you're drawing cards. Other players attacking you or attacking other players, you're drawing cards. If somebody's all out attacking with a lot of creatures, there's a lot of benefit there. You're really going to... this is when I can finally use that card, that one that I really love, that enchantment. What is it? The one that multiplies how many soldiers you get each turn. Put a muster counter.
The muster counter?
Yeah, and then it multiplies. What is that one? Isn't
it just got reprinted in Ravnica Remastered.
Yeah, I always wanted to play that card, and then it always gets cut. And this is where it could fit in perfectly for this deck.
This definitely would be.
Bloop, 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 bloop. So yeah, you could be the one that's attacking with 5 or more creatures, and then you're dealing 3 damage, and you're gaining 3 life. But you're also drawing cards off of it. It just seems like a lot of fun. I think my last one that I like more than this that does a similar thing, but we'll get to that in a second. I just think this one's a good one. I can probably... I don't know if I'll build this one. I like the other 2 better, but this one seems very interesting, and I already have my Boros deck with attacking and all that stuff with Duke, and I really like Duke, so...
this has a lot going on, right? Like, it has card draw in your red-white deck. Even, like, I was thinking this could work in an Ishin deck where you're already trying to get a lot of attack triggers. This would trigger, so you draw 2 cards off of attacking with 3 creatures. You're gaining some life. You're doing some combat damage.
Is there double triggers, then this would do 6 damage to each player and 6 life for you. Whenever a player attacks with 5 or more, you would get double triggers there.
So Ishin would go 6 and 6.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
This is a good add to Ishin, not this being the other way around. Yeah.
And then the other thing is, if somebody attacks, whenever any player attacks, so you could also go with like forcing attacks. So something like Marissi, Breaker the Coil could really like this when you're goading everything, and forcing people to attack with all the creatures. So I think there's some ways that you can go about this, but also just like flying vigilance, big stats, gaining life, drawing cards, does a lot for 5.
Yeah.
I like it.
And the hasty part. All right. What is this your last card? No, I started. No. You're going to have 2 cards because you got one of mine. You sniped it.
I am not sure how I feel about this one, but again, interested in looking into it. I'm very mid on a lot of these. Like, I just don't know how they're going to work. But Teysa, Opulent Oligarch.
Teysa.
This is one and a white and a black. And basically, what is it? Yeah. So at the beginning of your end step, investigate for each opponent who lost life this turn. So roughly 2 to 3. That's what your deck is going to be doing anyway. But then whenever a clue you control is put into a graveyard, you get to make a 1/1 flying spirit. It only happens once per turn. So, but you can go like clue, 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 or have some type of artifact sacrificing going on to kind of control what's going on there.
Do it on other players' turns so that you can get the trigger off of it. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And that probably works with Benny Brax getting a token each turn and drawing a card off of that. I just don't know how much white and black are into clues. So where else am I getting clues potentially? Are there any other benefits? Because really it's green and blue that have a lot of the payoffs.
But the thing is who cares about the other clue stuff? I wouldn't even build it around like with other clue stuff. Like you just do it with doing the surround damage. Like you said, just being able to do 1 damage to everybody. You get 3 clues, sacrifice them on other people's turns, and you're getting an army off of it, a meat force. I don't think you need the support of clues necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
But I want the support of clues.
I know, but you don't need it. You just do the surround damage, and you're all good.
The only thing in my mind where I like this is maybe token producers like doublers, triplers, and stuff like that. If that is working properly in there. Maybe some blink with Will. Will from.
Think of anointed procession with that. Like you're
getting
all the multiple tokens of clues, and then also when you sacrifice them, you're getting multiples of the 1/1s. Whoa, Bill from Woodbury just wrote a long thing. Oh, they're top 5. All right. Yeah, actually, everybody, I'd like to see your top 5s. If you could post it in the chat there, that'd be great.
And so that's kind of where it is. I think it'd be interesting to look into it. I like the token because if you can improve how many 1/1s you're getting, improve how many clues you're getting, because you're only getting that investigate trigger once, and so you'd want enough clues, right? So but 6 mana is a lot too, so I don't know how many times you're going to be able to do that,
right? But you do it's at the end of your end step, so it is, you can't do the damage on other people's turns and everything like that. So
right. So then obviously Smothering Tithe and then some other treasure producer. And they're like, you wanted to play two spells, don't pay your 2. Then you always have that treasure to be able to sack the clue. Academy Manufactor, for sure.
Then you get a ton of shit. Yeah, that just goes in anything that's making stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know. Seems cool.
Yeah.
Seems fun.
I dig it. My last one, because you stole mine, is somebody want to take a ride with me? Because it's Nelly. I am getting Nelly here. Nelly. Why are you laughing? Because he got my one.
No, I got it. Yeah.
Is that why you're laughing?
Yes. It very much felt like we were like a radio station DJ doing just a terrible joke.
Going to the next song. Anybody else want to take a ride with me? Next is
Here's Nelly. Jesus.
Country Grandma. Smoking L in the back of my Benzie. All right, so Nelly, Borka, Impulsive Accuser, 2, a red and a white for a human detective. This is from the commander deck. So it's a 2/4 vigilance. When it attacks, suspect target creature, then goad all suspected creatures. A suspected creature has, menace and can't block. So that's kind of interesting because you could be attacking somebody and maybe they have something that is bigger that could kill Nelly. You put the counter on it, it can't block Nelly, and now it's goaded, so now it can't attack you the next turn. But then it also has when 1 or more creatures an opponent controls deal combat damage to 1 or more of your opponents. You and that controller of those creatures each draw a card. So it kind of has that Edric feel to it, where that green-blue... way back in the day, the elf one where it's when your opponents attack.
Spy Master of Trust.
Yeah. It has a similar feel to that, except this is having the goading, so it's going to make people attack because every time this attacks, every suspect, then go to all suspected creatures. So as you're adding counters, you're adding more. So this might kill my Kaima deck finally. I hate it.
You've been trying to kill it.
To kill it.
And it might. I mean,
And
it is
this-
just another red deck, so I get it.
Well, this replaces
Oh,
red with red.
Oh, now that the mole god's being brought up again, that was the 6th mole made. There are 6 total mole creature types. And Renchai is saying that Nelly has done some work. He saw it do some work. That's exciting.
I think he's touring right now. He's going to be here in the Twin Cities with Janet Jackson. I think this spring. If you want to go and take a ride with me, smoke a L in the back of my Benzie.
I don't have as many buttons as you, but you're pressing all of mine right now. So that's
sorry. I apologize.
20 years ago.
All right.
There's that one that he does with Kelly Nolan.
Kelsey?
No, who's the Destiny's
Travis?
Child gal?
The what?
Destiny's Child gal.
Oh, you're talking about Beyonce?
No, the other one that was not
Kelly.
as famous.
Kelly
Kelly
yeah.
Knowles?
Yeah, something
Or,
like that.
no, Knowles
Not
is
Knowles.
Beyonce Knowles.
Yeah. Kelly something.
Yeah, but there was a Nelly song. Kelly and Nelly. There we go.
French
Want that
19,
music back. That is not
1990.
98. That was 2000 or 99.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
be accurate here if
he's
we're going to make fun of us.
Yeah, he's pretty close. I remember smoking an L in the back of my Benzie or my buddy's Benzie, and it was in high school. Well, 98. Hey, he's probably got the timeline about
I don't
right.
think so. I think it's 2000.
He had to Google it. He had to have Googled it. He might be right though.
He does do that all the time, doesn't he?
Shots fired. Shots fired.
All right.
All right. What is your last one?
I still have
shit, you have
technically
2.
5. This is only 4 and 4. I'm going to go with Massacre Girl, known killer.
Lame. Sorry.
Lame. All your creatures have wither. And that's cool. And then whenever an opponent's creature dies, if its power is 1 or less, you get to draw a card.
You're gonna build a deck around this?
Probably not, but I really do. I wish it wasn't monocolored.
Yes.
If if it was green,
not build.
I'd be happy. Or red. I'd be okay with red. Like if I could get Scorpion God in there or something. But being monocolored is kind of brutal. And a lot of -1/-1 counter support.
See Renjai's comment
it hurts everything.
To your comment.
I'm better than you at your game. It's not my game. It's Adam's game. I'm forced to do it. So I don't think so, but I do really like it, and I think,
it's true.
I think they'll still make it into 99s for me.
Yeah, I can see that. Creatures you have
So
have wither is nice. I'm gonna take my Malort shot while you're doing your next
you're
commander.
still milking that thing.
Well, I have a break now because you
all
stole
done?
one of mine. Yeah, I'm all done.
Well, I mean, I was expecting you to pick this other one.
I'm done.
Do you want? You could just jump on like one of the bigger ones.
I'm good. Already, here goes my Malort. Thanks. Wait, who was that one? That one was Sean. Sean, thank you.
Jonathan. Did it get in your eye?
All right.
All right. I guess I'm gonna go Delney.
What?
Delney. Delney. I was expecting you to
M
at
E
least talk
Y
about this one.
M E oh.
Elney. Delney.
It's
All right.
you're going monocolored again. What do you do?
No, I'm not, this is one that's 99 in like 100 decks.
Mm.
So creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked, and creatures with power 3 or greater by creatures 3 or greater. If the ability a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. And that's any trigger: ETBs, attack triggers, end of turn triggers, upkeep triggers.
I play with
Everything other than an activated
creatures.
ability is going to trigger. What?
This is lame. I play with big creatures. Who plays with small creatures?
Well, some of us accept our destiny of just 2 and less. Right?
I was waiting for a penis joke.
That was a dick joke. Yeah.
I was pre-laughing.
But 2 or less is reasonable. I like that it's giving a little bit of evasion there as well. And I like how much they're trying to double and triple triggers. I dig it. Just think about this in a nation deck. Double. You know.
Whoops. That's what I was gonna.
I put this in Rafine. I get to draw that many cards and discard it twice. It's gonna be good. Goes in a lot of decks. Look, it's very, very good. I think it's the most expensive card in the set, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, I didn't have it all the way.
It's 1 or 2.
Yeah, it is $22.
Yeah, I like how you think they're, Bill. Small but mighty, right? Did you like Mighty Mouse as a kid?
You're not a shower. You're a grower. It's okay. We are. We are. Yeah. I'm rubber. I'm glue and you're glue. What?
And it just spreads everywhere. Glitter.
What are we talking about?
Insults hurt everybody. All right.
I'm glue and you're glue. It just spreads everywhere.
Right.
What are we talking about now? All right, that was our Fave 5 commanders. A lot of people have posted on the chat their Fave 5 commanders. If you go pick 5, we like to see what your top 5 are as well. So please post that there. If you're watching this later, please post that in the chat below. All right. Oh God, that Malort is still there.
Wait.
Now we move on to
Top 10 commander cards.
All right, so I started the last one. You stole stuff. Doesn't matter. Why don't you start us off with this one? What is our number 10? And this is between the set proper, the commander decks, and the clue expansion little thingy that they have going on there.
Yeah, so there's going to be just one of those clue cards in here, and we'll tell you when it is. Number 10 is going to be Slime Against Humanity. 2 and a green sorcery. Create an ooze and put X11 counters on it, where X is 2 plus the total number of cards you own in exile or in your graveyard that are oozes or are named Slime Against Humanity. And this is the big key. This is why we're talking about it. The deck can have any number of cards named Slime Against Humanity. So it's the Shadowborn Apostle, Relentless Rats. You're going to have as many of these in there as you want. Dragon's Approach. So it's fitting in there. People always like these kind of cards. You will see a deck like this. Just depends on, ooze.
I like that they didn't just stick with this card, like it made an ooze and then it counts
right
the other cards that are this or whatever. Like I like that it's taking all the ooze that are graveyard, exile, all that stuff. So that's kind of a
it
sweet
needs
one.
all the help it can get.
Right, for ooze. All right, so
that's it.
Yeah. That is it. What do we have? We have black. Well, black has Shadowborn, the rats. Dragon's approach red. Blue, we have the
Persistent Petitioners.
Now we have green. We're just missing white.
Yeah.
So why does black get 2 of them? Cheaters.
It gets 3 of them.
What's the other one?
Rat Colony. And then
Relentless
Rats.
Right. Yeah.
And then Shadowborn Apostle.
Lots of rats. Rats!
I think they were thinking, they're like, this is going to be a black thing. This is what swamps are going to do. And then they're like, this isn't a good idea. Just...
let's get to everything there. All right, the next thing, number 9 on our list, is Undergrowth Recon.
Yeah.
All right, so this is 1/2 green enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target land from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So the part that kind of sinks is the tap part.
Yeah.
I think this is only a playable card if you play fetches or you're in a land. Well, you were saying mill, but I was going to say landfall type deck. If you're in a landfall type deck, you are playing fetches. You're playing your evolving wilds and all that stuff.
Right.
It still works with the fetches. It's just weird because what it is Your upkeep, you're going to be bringing back the fetch. You won't be able to use it that turn, but on your next turn, when you do the untap before this comes or brings back the fetch, you fetch for a land. It goes to the graveyard. Then you're able to bring that fetch right back. So if you really just need the one fetch, that first turn it's going to kind of suck, but after that you'll be in a good pattern.
Do we know that for certain?
I mean, it's untap, upkeep, draw. So you're going to untap your stuff. There's a pause there, right? Right, everybody?
I mean, you get the beginning of your upkeep, and it's targeting a land. So the land would have to be targeted to bring it back.
Up.
And so
untap.
I don't, there's got to be a split second there where it might be able to happen.
If we're wrong, please leave it in the comments below or
Right,
to the
right.
side.
That'd be
or
good to
wherever.
know. But I
would assume so because you got the untap phase. There's a pause. I feel like
I don't know if there's a pause. It goes right into your upkeep. But the question ends up being is, are you able to do something before it triggers?
Yeah. So I would assume so, but maybe it doesn't. But I would think it does. If it doesn't, then this needs to go to number 11.
It's a
nice.
weird kind of ramp that's it. I think it's decent in a landfall deck, but you have so many options in a landfall deck.
Mm-hmm.
And you would want to be maybe graveyard based. I think this does better in like standard, limited, maybe not even limited. You probably don't have enough land that can go
right. Yeah,
to
not
a
limited.
graveyard.
Yeah.
And so you need to be able to have land be in your graveyard for this to be also good. This is
Travis is saying Adam is right. I like seeing that.
what we don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, he's right that can happen.
Yeah.
So you can get it back, or you can fetch it and then get it back. Okay.
Yep. All right. So, yep. This, I mean, if you play fetches, this is a great card to have in there because you're going to be able to keep fetching, going through, get more lands.
I think if you're in red, like green red, that can also help. You got enough like faithless looting effects where you're discarding cards to draw cards. So I can see that where you're like, okay, I can discard my lands and get them back with Undergrowth Recon, and you're planning it. So like, if you want to play Crucible of Worlds or A Life from the Loam or the new one, it's like 2 green, 2 colorless, Crucible of.
Oh yeah, I think we can find
whatever.
it. Shit. Crucible.
Yeah, so that I think if you're looking at those cards and you want to play it, it's not Crucible.
No, I guess not. Unless I spelled Crucible right.
Yeah, you did. We got and so
maybe I get of out of there. Let's just do Crucible. No.
Nope.
All right. Fine. Fuck you.
It's going
Conduit.
Going big. It's a standard card at this point. Conduit. Yes, Conduit of Worlds. There we go. Yeah, that one. So being able to play lands from yard. So if you are planning on being able to play lands from your graveyard, I think this is something that just gets kind of added in there. But it doesn't, there's options. And me personally, I'd probably rather want Conduit or Crucible.
Why not Ramanop Excavator? That's 3.
Or Ramanop as well, right? I think I'd rather have something, because again, generally you're going to have cards that allow you to play more lands, like Azusa or Exploration. And so,
for a number 9
just
pick,
isn't on
we
that
are
level.
talking a lot about it.
Right. I think we're trying to justify it at this price. No, as a $9 card, I do not agree with it there. It's a couple bucks, 2, 3, maybe. So I think it's really.
I could see in the long run when we get, it could be when it comes down in price, it could be a spec target with landfall type things because this is adding to that. But yes, I agree. Not right now. Let's not talk about that. That's
right.
That's looking way too much into it. Okay.
We are. 8. Insidious Roots. This is one I really like. And I think Mr. Hockey likes it a lot as well. But it's black and a green enchantment.
Oh, that's why you chose this one? Because
yeah. I am. I do what he wants. That's all.
That's it. He's like, I really like this in Chatterfang. You're like, it's making the top 10. I'm just kidding.
Tap. The creature tokens gain tap, add 1 color of any mana color. So your token creatures turn into Land of War Elves, or really Birds of Paradise. Let's go with that. That's better.
Yeah, that's a better.
And then whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create an 0/1 green plant creature token and put a 1/1 counter on each plant you control. That is less likely unless that's something that your deck is doing. But just green black, having creature tokens tap for more mana, for 2 mana to do it is quite good. That's a Cryptolith right range. That's Earthcraft. It's not on that level, but it's
as an uncommon. I mean, it's
right.
It's there. Those are, you're talking about rares and reserve list. So yeah, I mean, it's doing a similar thing. A creature token, you're in green. Do you think the better color would have been green white because you're dealing with tokens more?
Well,
Maybe?
then the second part wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, then you're not removing.
I think that's what the black is for, is like having creatures come in and out of your graveyard. That part makes sense to me. Like green black makes sense to me. You can make a green white version of it as well, but
no,
Chatterfang's gonna really like this. Bada bing, bada boom.
All right. Number 7. Here is our only clue card, and is corporal. What do we say this was?
Corporeal projection.
Can you hit the button for yourself?
No, that was corporeal projection.
True story, bro.
I'm very
That was
sure
the
that
wrong
worked.
button right there. But
You're
then,
I hit buttons only to uplift me.
cool story, bro. So this is a blue and a red sorcery. Target creature you control gains myriad. So what that means is, or until end of turn, what that means is when you attack with that creature, it makes duplicate copies of that, attacking the other opponents that are on the battlefield. It also has overload, which is 3, 2 blue, 2 red. So it's quite a bit. We're talking about 7, but that means all your creatures gain myriad, which is pretty crazy if you're in a creature heavy deck. I can tell you for Duke, which is a red-white, but it sucks this isn't in white because this will be fantastic add in that deck. But Duke does that naturally with picking one creature. Being able to do all your creatures is kind of insane. So this is a really good card. We don't actually have a price yet for this one.
I know. Well, there's
the clue stuff.
The white enchantment that gives it to everybody. I want to say that's a 5-ish plus.
Oh,
$5-ish card.
Oh yeah.
So this, I don't know if I would say this, they're both kind of finishers. The white enchantment doesn't need to be an enchantment. Generally, you're gonna, when you're doubling or tripling the amount of creatures that you're attacking with, you're gonna be doing pretty well. So we both think that this is gonna sit there. It's gonna be solid finisher in a red blue deck if you're producing enough creatures.
Not in a spell slinger, which is a normal red blue, but you'd have to be a creature heavy kind of deck. Which
I don't even know if you have to be like, yeah. I mean, like, but just think if you have enough. Let's say you have 5 creatures that all have ETBs on them, like whatever is going to happen, you're going to have a lot going on, creating 2 tokens of each of those 5,
right?
And you're going from 5 to 15 creatures that you're attacking with.
Hit those
bad.
Frost Titans. Does Frost Titan tap them down too?
Yeah.
Inferno
Titan dealing 15 or not 15, but another 6 damage.
Yeah. Well, no, it would be more because they're coming down, so it's 3 damage per coming in and then attacking. Oh,
they're not attacking.
They'd pass that attack part, so you missed that trigger.
So you are missing on the myriad creatures. You're missing the attack trigger, but they do ETB and that kind of stuff happens for sure. But just like doing it to a dockside extortionist,
yeah, sure,
seems decent.
Yeah.
Tons of value.
I'll take that. All right, so that is number 7. Number 6. All right, there we go. I had to see where we're at.
This is one that you really liked. I'm okay with it, but unexplained absence. Unexplained absence. My son doesn't have any front teeth, and now I can't talk. How about that?
That's what you do. Like I get gout, then you get gout. Your son doesn't have teeth and can't talk. Now you can't talk.
Oh boy, the empathy, whatever. 3 and a white for an instant for Each player exile up to one target non-land permanent that player controls. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller cloaks the top card of their library. And cloaking is basically face down 2/2. It has ward 2.
So here's the cool thing is like, you know, you use Chaos Warp a lot of times with removal because red doesn't have a lot of removal. White does have its removal. Cool thing is you get to hit every player, including yourself. So if you were like, I have this token, I want to get potentially a different card. You know, the cool thing is you can the flip those cards over. The cloaking is if you pay the mana cost, you can flip those over. Or is it cloak? What is it called?
If it's a creature. So it's basically manifest with ward 2.
Right. So you're if you have something that's completely pointless, you want to get rid of it to potentially get something that will help you out. You could do yourself. It's up to one target non-land permanent, which is also nice. So you can hit everything but a land. So it's a really great removal. It does the effect of Chaos Warp, but the thing is like you're not getting it. They still have to cast that. So
yeah,
at the very least, they might get something really good that would have been in their hand anyways, and you're getting rid of something that was a potential problem. So at instant speed, I really like it. If it was sorcery, this wouldn't be anywhere on the list. So this is also from the commander deck.
I can get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, the other thing I was thinking that this is pretty sweet in Hinata for 1 white mana. That would be quite good
because you're
in
targeting
a couple of different decks. Yeah, targeting multiple creatures or permanents just in general. But yeah, I think it's doing a lot for 4 mana.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right. So that was number 6. We are on to. Oh, I think is this the one?
We like this is where one it's getting a little,
this one
little
really
spicy, a little tasty.
All right. Incinerator of the Guilty, right? Is that where you're at? Yep. All right. Incinerator of the Guilty. 2 red for a 6/6 dragon. Love those dragons. Flying trample. When this deals combat damage to a player, you may collect evidence X. What that means is to collect evidence X, exile cards with a total mana value X or greater from your graveyard. So you're just exiling cards from your graveyard that have CMC. When you do, this deals X damage to each creature and each planeswalker that player controls. So it's like, what was it? You said it was what dragon? It's
the one, Balefire Dragon,
Balefire
which
Dragon.
is 7 mana.
Yep.
And whenever it deals damage, it deals 6 damage to all of their creatures. So,
but this has trample. So this just needs to get 1 through.
Right.
And then you get to choose what you want to exile.
It's 1 mana cheaper
to
come out.
They're both about the same. They're both 6/6s, aren't they? Right?
I believe so, yeah.
It's like I could search and like type this in really quick.
Well, let's just guess. And so the big difference is 1, Balefire is going to be able to just do 6 damage. That's
6/6.
what they're doing.
Yep.
And if they have something bigger, you dealt 6 damage to it.
You don't attack
here. You need creatures in their grave or not creatures, but
just
cards in your graveyard,
which happens.
Which happens, and you can hit 1 player, and if you're like, I only need to do 3 damage to everything, you're like, boop boop, 1 or 2 cards out of there, and you got all their stuff, and then you got to turn around. But if somebody has a huge creature, you do have the potential option to get rid of it. You're getting rid of a lot of cards in your graveyard.
But you have that option.
You still have the option of trying to get there.
Whereas Balefire really doesn't have that option. I mean, you have 6 is the max. If they have something that's bigger than 6, you can't kill it. With this, at least, even getting through with 1 damage, if you have enough, and it's catch 22. If you have enough in your graveyard, then you're fine. You just wipe out their board. If you really didn't have anything go to the graveyard, then it's like, well, shit. Personally, I think I would rather have this because of the trample factor. You just need 1 damage to go through. Whereas the other one, it really depends. If they have a chump blocker flyer, you can't wipe their whole board. This one, you just need that 1 damage to get through there and then wipe their whole board. So,
and I would probably go the other way. I think I like Balefire Dragon more, just of the consistency. If you do
It's
get it
always
through,
6.
it's 6.
yeah.
Yeah. And 6 gets rid of a lot of creatures. And so that's my thought. I don't know if I like the 7. Like this, I think it's enticing. I think this is much more interesting though.
Mm-hmm. There's planning, because the thing is you always have stuff in your graveyard. So that's how I'm thinking. But if you hit this early game, why are you playing it, first of all? But second, like, you're not going to do anything. If you haven't put anything into your graveyard, all that's in there is lands, then you're kind of screwed. But late game, you should have enough in there from things dying and you casting spells.
Well, Renchai is pointing out it's going to go great in a dragon deck. Think about putting it in Scion of the Ur-Dragon, where you can dump a bunch of dragons into the yard.
Yeah.
And turn this, like Scion turns into this.
The OG, yeah.
And then you can exile 1 or 2 creatures and you're dealing 10 to 12 damage to each of them. And that's easy in that deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there are definitely some decks that want Incinerator of the Guilty more than Balefire Liege, if not both. But
Balefire Liege? What is your
Balefire Dragon? Balefire Liege is the red-white one. You don't need to look it up. Balefire Dragon.
You're not even drinking. What is going on?
Don't need to sound stupid. So
can that be the liner for the podcast? I want to write that number down. Okay, so that was number 5. Ooh, number 4. This is on you, buddy.
All right, number 4 is going to be Crime Novelist. This is 2 and a red, 1/3. Whenever you personally sacrifice an artifact, put a 1/1 counter on it and add red mana to your mana pool.
Hey, I'd like to sacrifice my treasure to give me mana. Oh, and this gets bigger, and I get another red added onto it.
Essentially, it doubles your treasures. It reduces your clue costs. It reduces your food costs. And it just can build up and gain a ton of mana for you. Like,
it's
for 3 mana, that's great.
It's an uncommon. I know this is pre-sale stuff, but it's at $6 at this point. I mean, it's gonna go back down. It's uncommon, but still, this is a really good card. If you're dealing with any treasures, if you're dealing with, like you said,
right,
clues, food, any of that stuff, it's a must add. So Akiri, yes.
Renchai is predicting a $10 uncommon.
Not right away. Not right away. Maybe later, but $10 uncommon, that doesn't happen very often with a standard set, I don't think.
Right.
But Akiri, this is a must add in my Akiri deck because I'm sacrificing those treasures. Yeah. I'm getting double bonus from that, and this is getting bigger. That's kind of the crazy thing about Akiri is the partner is when I sacrifice tokens, it gets bigger, whatever. So this is just another thing to the ammo of that. I think this is a great card. It could have been higher. We debated it, and we chose on something else. So we'll go to number 3.
No, I think because the other thing about this is, like, maybe I would consider this like a cheaper Goldspan Dragon that doesn't produce treasures on its own, doesn't have the evasion, doesn't have the haste, but this thing can get bigger than a Goldspan Dragon for sure.
That's a good point. Yep.
And it is doubling the amount of what treasures are doing. It's a great card. I think it definitely depends on how many treasure you're running.
Well, okay. So everybody's throwing out that Pitiless Plunderer was a $10 uncommon not so long ago. It was, but when it came out, though, I was gonna say when it came out, it was not a $10 card. Right. It became later, and that's what we said
is $5 for quite some time.
Yeah,
not saying this can't get to 10.
No,
but while it's in standard, this likely won't be a $10.
It's gonna get opened like crazy. Well, it's in standard, so that's we're not we're not saying you guys are wrong.
Not saying that uncommons can't get to $10. It's just
when it's in
unlikely. It's a $6 uncommon right now, which is quite high. I would be impressed that it wouldn't dip before it goes up.
Yeah. So it's Agree to disagree. When in Rome. No, we're not disagreeing because I think you guys are right. It is going to get up there. It's just it won't right away. So okay. What are we at? Are we at number 3? Yes, we are at number 3. Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to say about that one?
Cole wants to fight with us. All right. 3. We're gonna go with
I think I'm
forensic
on this one.
gadgeteer.
I'm on this one, aren't I?
You are?
Yes.
Maybe.
Because
Which one?
I'm on 3, then you're on 2, and then I'm on 1. Yeah, because you started at 10.
You're right. I was just excited. Sorry.
Yeah, forensic gadgeteer. Thank you, Larry, for reading that for me. 2 and a blue for a 2/3.
I got it wrong on
Vidalcan
purpose.
Artificer Detective.
Set you up.
Whenever you cast an artifact spell, investigate. So you get a clue. Get a clue token. That's very nice. Every time you play you cast an artifact. That's awesome. Activated abilities of artifacts you control cost 1 less to activate. So that means these clue tokens now cost 1 to draw cards. Your food tokens might be more manageable to actually gain life. Treasure doesn't matter because that whatever, but this effect can only reduce it down to 1, so you can't go to 0. Casting artifacts, getting clues. I mean, even if you're just late game casting your soul ring to be able to tap your soul ring to draw a card and you have 1 floating. Like, this is just a great card. I'm actually kind of glad that it's not legendary. I don't know why. Because I don't want this being a commander. I just like it as a card in general. It's going to go in all artifact kind of decks. Are we getting a lot of people that are freaking out about?
No, Cole wants to meet by the flagpole now at 3. He wants, like, are you expecting a 2-on-1? Because I ain't gonna show. If you're that confident, I am worried what you'll do. Is this where we both show up, do our hashtag Team Forest Walk, and beat up Adam?
What? That is what? What is going on here?
Saying. I don't know what his plan is. He's gonna turn me against you, though. I'm sure that's what's gonna happen.
Get the
fuck out. That's what I would say at the flagpole. Did you mention equipment getting lowered?
I did not add that.
All right. It lowers the equip cost because that is an activated ability. I said it.
It would have been fantastic if you're just
what
like.
Do you want me to say after that?
Your equipment costs 1 less.
I already said it.
Now there's fights breaking out.
Maybe...
What is happening? Where the fights breaking out? No, he's it's turned into top 10 of let's go brawl.
I like the gadgeteer. I like. I've said this in the past, but I think clues are super fair. I like all the love in the set that they're getting. It creates a lot more that can happen with it. Like, treasures don't need the love. I think they need to get neutered. They need to come into play tapped a lot more often.
Boo.
Make clues better. Make them. I like the lowering it down. 1 mana, sack a clue, draw a card. Seems great to me. God. I'm super happy with that.
Chat is wanting a brawl going. Renshai has my back. Me and Renshai take you guys down. Wait, I'm not against you at this point. Why did this turn into it was us disagreeing with what we were saying, and now it's
I want to reestablish where we're going to meet. It's going to be by the edge of the forest if we're going to hashtag Team Forest Walk versus hashtag Team Urza for life. Get the fuck out. Yeah, no hikes for you in the woods. Get out of
you can't hike in the woods. Walk. Your toe hurts from gout. What is that? What is that on your right behind your left shoulder there that's sticking straight up there? Is that
my cane.
Is that an old man cane right there?
It's my cane.
Hey, you guys got him, Team Forest Walk. He can't even get through the forest without a cane.
It's sweet. It has some etchings. I think it's from Germany. Yeah, made in Germany. There's a sticker there.
Cool story, Hansel.
Oh man. Okay, we still have 2 more to go, and I cracked my last beer. All right. Well, this next one, you're all over this one. Do you even know what one of the lands are called?
No.
How do I search this up?
Hold on. All right, we're gonna talk about the surveil lands.
Yeah, but give me a name.
I specifically requested this
No, you did not. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like in the last year.
I thought you were saying to get on this top 10 list.
Under
I was like,
city sewers.
all right.
So this one is going to be, it's an island and swamp. So fetchable.
Cole will love this because it's not scrying.
It enters ETBs tapped, and then when it ETBs, you surveil one. So these are, instead of scry lands, they're surveil lands, but they're also fetchable. And being able to look at the top card and see if you want it or put it in the yard is so much better.
It's going in. It is replacing temples for me.
Yep.
For me now, it's going to be dual lands, shock lands, surveil lands, and then
You're
whatever.
putting them way up there?
Well, where
I
else?
might, but I'm going to admit that I don't think they're necessarily better than like the commander lands.
But these are fetchable.
Right, I know.
Like when I
coming into play tapped sucks.
Sure,
that's a drawback.
But I play triomes because you play things in the correct order. So turn 1, if you have a fetch, you go okay. If you're playing in a 3-color deck, I go get a triome. If I'm playing in a 2-color deck and I'm fetching, and I don't need that.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm just saying, like, it's scenario wise. Like the fact that these are fetchable, they're third slot for me. Third, if I'm in a 3-color deck. Triomes are first, and then this one I would say they're hand in hand. 1A, 1B. So it's dual, shock, triome, or surveil lands is where they're gonna. I'm doing a lot of fingering stuff now. It's going in. It's going in the deck. But yeah, it's right there with triomes if I'm playing in 3-color or more. 2-color, it's for sure. It's the third one that I'm getting. Yes, I'm going to get the battle bond lands or the bond lands, but it's above temples at this point, because
for sure.
The temples, they just need to now make temples that are fetchable.
I'd be okay with that.
And those would be 1A, 1B, whatever with that. But these are fantastic. I'm getting all of these.
What about... Because you got to do something different than looking like the temples and just be fetchable. But what if you did one for each color that ETB tapped, but was a forest? Forest, ETB tap, scry 1.
So
that'd be something different.
Not having a duel, like you're not having forest
Correct,
or mountain?
not a duel. That'd be tough though. Yeah, you're right. Not having it be creating 2 colors doesn't make a 3-color deck for sure.
Yeah.
Does it make a 2-color deck? Potentially.
I think they have to make temples. I think they have to do scry lands fetchable.
I don't think they will.
Well,
but these ones are great. I plan on using them a lot. You plan on using them a lot.
Side note though,
I like the price right now.
You would take these over scry lands, right? If
absolutely.
Whoa,
yes.
Back it up. If scry lands were fetchable, would you take these over scry lands?
Yes, I would.
Yeah,
but
so that's
I
what I'm
play
saying.
in the graveyard a whole ton.
Right, but so I'm saying graveyard is more powerful than scry, so why not add scry into this mix? You've already added
because you already have scry lands.
No,
that's the thing is you need something different. I don't see fetchable scry lands happening for quite some time.
Right? Yeah, you just did these, and then
not saying that you can't do them. I'm just saying
we say this.
It's going to be 10 years.
We say this, and then fall set scry lands that are fetchable.
That's fine.
You remember?
I'm
they're
sure
never
nobody
going to
else
do
is having this conversation.
They're never going to do.
We're talking about it and saying it's unlikely.
A commander set that you can draft packs and all that stuff, and then it happened like a year later. Right. It was a couple of years later after that, but it was funny.
Basically, they get their ideas from us. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, that's a great idea.
Hey, you want to ban a card? Oh, let's do you do a tournament." And what was the? Yeah. We start trends, buddies. All right. The number 1 card. All right, hang on. We got to do this properly with the drum roll. Where's the drums?
This is. Most of these were from the set, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. We had 1. Nope, 2. Well, this number 1 is going to be from the commander set. You know what the funny thing is? That is also our last set that we did. Is the number 1 was from the commander set because it was Charismatic Conqueror, and in this case, our number 1 drum roll. For people that are listening, everybody else that's watching is knowing.
They know it.
Trouble in Pairs. And actually, when we did this last week, when you went over the decks and if they're worth it, I thought you misread it because I read it as Trouble in Paris. So that I was like, I don't get it. Where's the Paris? Where's the Paris part? And why are they adding cities in here that are in our world and their world? And
Right.
it took me until we were done with that shooting that video that it was pairs. All right, so this is two white enchantment. This is just fantastic. If you guys didn't see that video, listen to this card. If an opponent would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead.
No more.
That part is, you're not going to come across that. But
Well, there's a red version of it, and that's all it does.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess people can't shuffle or search the deck.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd much rather have this one because this is the second part. Whenever an opponent attacks you with 2 or more creatures, or draws their second card each turn, or cast their second spell each turn, you draw a card. So you get 3 instances of hindering somebody from doing shenanigans. If they do, you draw cards. If you're getting attacked by a lot of creatures, you draw a card. If they're drawing a lot of cards, you draw a card. If they're playing a lot of spells, you draw a card. It's not just one of these things. You're getting 3 of these things. And then the extra turn thing, it's just a bonus. Yes, we're seeing some other people say the Thrall. The Thrall it's on the list. We just don't have it on there because it's kind of a hindering thing. So again, if you guys have others that we did not have in the top 10, please put it in the list below.
I disagree with the Thrall. I don't think it's there.
Oh,
There are a ton of different versions of this card. Let's talk about Trouble in Paris.
Let's talk ho, ho, ho. No, there was trouble in Paris.
But being able to draw off of all those things, this is, because what is this? It's it's kind of like Mangara the Diplomat, which is like whenever you attack by 2 or more, you draw a card.
Yeah.
Whenever an opponent casts his second spell, you draw a card. But then this also adds in drawing. So it's kind of like a Smuggler's Share a little bit as well. Not a creature, but it's it's
enchantment, which is a lot harder to remove, right?
And we're talking about
not doing staple
quite
verses.
good cards here with Smuggler's Share and Mangara the Diplomat, right? So when you're combining everything and they can't take extra turns,
there's tech. I mean, the extra turn part, that's negligent. That doesn't happen.
I think that entices people that have to deal with that shit.
Right. But you have 3 things. Let's go through a turn scenario. Most likely in my turns, you're going to draw potentially off of the attacking with 2 or more creatures. But it has to be attacking that person. So let's take that one away because it might not be that. But you are probably going to draw from me playing my second spell and drawing my second card. Because that's the thing is we don't tutor, so there's a lot more draw. We have a lot more draw in our decks. You're getting 2 draws off of when it's my turn. Most likely the same thing with you. And so you're looking at a turn cycle of drawing 1 to 2 cards off of everybody's turn cycle. That's 5 card advantage off of a 4-drop. Like that's kind of freaking insane.
Quite a lot. I think it still is fair.
Hence why it's $26 too. This is $26 at this point.
There, yikes!
But again, this hasn't been released yet, so these are pre prices and everything pre-release.
Yeah.
But still, $26. We said it when we did the decks and everything. You were like, "This is probably the best card out of all these decks, out of all the new cards that are in this, and this is definitely up there."
And this is, I mean, if I'm looking at honestly the cards that I likely have plans for: Surveil Lands, Trouble in Pairs, Forensic Gadgeteer. Our top 3.
I still read Renshai said Trouble in. I read it as Paris again. I thought he was making fun of me.
I changed it to Trouble in Paris.
Yeah, but he wrote it. He wrote
it.
He wrote Pairs, and I still read it as Paris. Stupid dyslexia.
And that's maybe crime novelist. There's a deck for it for me for sure.
Well, does it not fit in most white decks though? Like this?
What, this?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
absolutely.
an auto include.
Like this makes it into 2 and 3 color decks in my opinion as well. I don't, if you're in blue, I don't know, but it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're sick and tired in a white blue deck and you have Rhystic Study, I think you can swap this in and people are happier.
Right. That's a good point.
With it.
That's a really good point. Instead of just using Rhystic all the time, use this instead.
Right. So I think people will still, you don't have to be annoying. Like, do you pay the one? Do you pay the one? You're just like, second spell? Cool. Draw my card. Second draw? I'll draw. Oh, you drew a card, cracked a clue? I'll draw a card.
Yeah. It's a hindrance is the thing, and it's a deterrence from people attacking you. It's kind of like a little bit of a minor ghostly prison in a way, so people aren't swinging. They're going to still swing in if they're going to hit you for damage.
I think they will. Yeah.
But you're drawing a card off. It's going to make people think twice about it. You're not just swinging 2. Oh shit, I got to attack you. If I attack with 2, you're drawing a card. Okay, well, let me change that. 1 creature is going at you and 3 are going at Lowry instead of 2 and 2,
right. Right. I'm not going to send 2 1/1 flyers at you if this is in play.
Yeah.
I might more likely send the bigger creature towards you, the 1.
Does that really help you? Here, take 9 damage instead of 2 damage. Fuck. But no, seriously,
Trouble in Paris is terrible.
I'm going to make a proxy and it's going to be Paris. It's going to be the Eiffel Tower just fucking there. And there's going to be bombs going up. I'm going to write it down.
Oh boy.
Trouble. I got to get it first.
So, but this is a great card. But I think we're good. Good to go.
Yeah. All right.
Make your notes.
All right.
Note, man.
My note. All right. Hey, I'm glad we didn't have Stump the Smith Savant because we are really late on, not late, just, it's a long cast.
It's perfect. Just like the wizard said.
We're never
always
late.
on time.
Yeah, always on time. All right. Okay. So next week, it sounds like a new secret layer is going to be dropped. So next week we'll be going through the next super drop that's going to be out. And then we'll have Stump the Smith Savant again. Next week's Stump the Smith Savanter is Copper the Dog. And then, yep. All right. Next week is Copper the Dog for Stump the Smith Savant. And yeah, remember you guys, check out our store, commandersmiths.com. And that should do it. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Sing up. And thank you, Renshai. Thank you, Esteban, Robocop, Parks, Cole. Fuck, there's a lot of people.
Thanks for the memories.
Robocop, Travis Knight. Shit, there's a lot more. Sean,
cheers me, son of a gun.
Too Much Do, which is Bill from Woodbury. And we got Renshai there. God, Ren, you guys talk a lot. And then we got Cole. Oh, shit, there's a lot even more. There. Okay, that's it. Everybody. All right, thank you guys. See you guys. Bye.
We already did that.